Good morning, students. Welcome to our fourth lecture of Introduction to Python. Today we are going to cover arrays. Before going further, let me check that we have covered data types, operators, and a basic installation and general information regarding Python. So our today topic will be arrays. Arrays is considered to be one of the most important topic when we go for a numerical simulation or any physical problem solution. So our today's target will be an introduction to array, introduction to NumPy module, NDArray which is a part of NumPy module, automatic creation of arrays, generation of random numbers, providing numerical ranges to array, broadcasting an array, extracting diagonal values from array, indexing and slicing of array, copies and views, masking of arrays, the difference between arrays and matrices, and basic operation on arrays and matrices. So without wasting any time, let us start to arrays. So introduction. So most often during scientific computation, a series of numbers needs to be operated upon together. We know that list is a data type that stores a sequence of values. All the elements of list can be accessed by their index, but individual list elements can belong to any data type, which we have covered in our last lecture. Hence, a new kind of object needs to be defined, which is similar to list but that stores only numeric values, and this data type is called array. So this data type is not a built-in function of Python, but it is within the module NumPy, and so NumPy module is required whenever we are working with array. The NumPy module carries a unique object class called array. It carries member elements of only one data type. The concept of using arrays to store numerals gave rise to a powerful idea of array-based computation. The origins of these methods can be traced back to matrix algebra. Well, you know that matrix is a collection of numbers. Similar to matrices, arrays can be multidimensional and can be operated on by operators defined in same way that are for matrices. Using matrices, problem involving system of equation can be solved in one instance. Using the method of indexing of elements, particular elements can be accessed for operations. Using the concept of slicing, array dimensions can be altered as per requirements. Using operators acting on this object, mathematical formulation can be implemented. So, in today's lecture, we will discuss about how arrays means how we can do mathematical computation on arrays using Python. So our next topic is NumPy package. As you know, the NumPy package contains various items that can be used for numerical computation of within Python, and stands for the NumPy stands for numerical Python, which is a symbolic representation of numerical computation of using Python. So NumPy has been originated from numeric, which is originally created by Jim Hugnin with contributions from several other developers. Travis Oliphant created NumPy in 2005 by incorporating features of computing num array and into numeric with extensive modification. NumPy is released under an open source license, so it is open to you, and so it is available in Python too. Just like any other Python module, NumPy can be installed in any of the compiler or in any of the OS of Python using pip install NumPy. Well, in Anaconda and other IDE, NumPy is already available. So if you want to know what is the version of NumPy, you can by default check it on your Python module. So let us open our IPython console and let us check that what is the version of NumPy. So in my IPython console, if I write regarding this NumPy, if I want to know what is the version of NumPy, first of all I have to import NumPy. After importing NumPy, I have to know the version of NumPy, I have to write this particular statement, print, and then NumPy version. Hope it's work. So my current version of NumPy is 1.19.1, which is the we can say that it is the newest version of NumPy. So if it is not, then you can update it using pip install numpy dash dash upgrade, which we have already covered in our first lecture. So moving forward, so let me explain the each line of this code. So here line 1 imports the whole module called NumPy for our use. Line 2 uses the function version, which is inbuilt function, uses for, which further version of the installed NumPy system function in our system can be found. So if you want to check your Python NumPy version, I will encourage you to do it, because when you go for operating this Python, means I mean to say, when I'm going to work on this coding part, if our version is different, then there are chances that output error will be there. So if we have the same version, it would be better. It is also important to note that importing a module is necessary for its uses, but once imported in a session, it doesn't need it to be imported each time it's used. However, if the session is restarted, it must be freshly imported. So I'm not going to close this particular dialog box of Python. If I restart it, I have to again import it. So in a particular session, only one time it has to be imported. Okay, let's move further to our next topic, which we are going to do today, that is ND array. So ND array is a part of NumPy package, as you know, is a main object of NumPy, which is homogeneous. Homogeneous means it contains only one data type of all its member elements. The elements are created using the array function of NumPy. This function need to be listed as input. Elements are indexed by tuple of positive integers. So let me explain you how to do this type of particular thing. So by opening this thing, okay. So for example, if I initially if I write this as I said, I have to write a particular statement 1 2 3. This is my double a 1 2 3. So it is a type of list actually. So let me check the type. It is a list actually, so let's say it's a list. Now we have already imported NumPy. Now let me say that b is equal to NumPy dot array. Array is the function from which you can generate an array. 1 2 3. It's the same. So here it is, b is created, so it is an array. So if you check type b, you will say it is a NumPy ND array. This is a type of thing which I want to show you. Another statement which we need to see, this numpy.d type means b.d type, and it will give me integer 32. So this is a 32 integer type of array. Now let me again write another statement. For example, if I generate one more array called c, similar to b, I generate array c, but it is in float type. Okay, so here c is array 1.2.3. And if I now, instead of bd type, if I write cd type, it will give me type float 64-bit. So this example shows how list and arrays in NumPy are created differently. The NumPy object array takes a list as an input. The data type of elements can be assigned by the Python interpreter at the time of interpretation of in a dynamic fashion. Alternatively, the data type can be defined as a at the time of creation also, and using second argument of the array function. That means you can also define data type in this in the next example. For example, if I say where is a here, for example, let me write another variable, that is a1, its numpy array, and here I have written a d type float. So it is a float type of array 1 2 3. In the previous example, if you have checked b, this b is also an array of 1 2 3, the same array, but the difference is it is integer 32 type. Now if I write a1, it will give me this type of array, and if I go for this a1d type data type a1, it will be float 64. The same thing happens for another data type 2. For example, instead of a1, if I go for a2, let me say a2, and I want to write complex. Complex is also one of the data types which we have already discussed previously. Complex. So here a2 has been created, but it is a complex type of data type. And now in data type d type a1 dot d type, if I write a2 dot d type, it was complex 128 bit. So ND array is a type of thing which we have to which is important while creation of array. So let's move further. ND array is also known by its alias array. Apart from knowing the data type by using d type, there are variety of methods to get information about various attributes of ND array, which I am already showing you on the table. If you can see here, the ND array d type is used for data type of elements, and dim, that is for dimension of array, shape to know the size of the shape of the array, size to know the size of the array, item size means size in bytes of 8 elements, and dot data is used for buffering data for an actual element, reshape for reshaping the array, is from 3 cross 3 to 3 cross 2 cross 6, like that. Okay. So for example, if you want to use all this method, let us try all these functions of n means array numpy, and let us try it in our IPython console. Let me first clear the command window. Okay, then I'm opening this Python session now. First of all, let me create a 3 by 3 array. It's important in NumPy. Let me create a 3 by 3 array. For example, a3 numpy dot array, and I am going to create a 3 by 3 array. So let me say 1 2 3 is one of this, then 4 5 6 is the second one line, so 2 7 8 is the third one. Okay, and after closing it, so this is used for defining an array. So as per REPL terms, REPL will print the array in this format: 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 2 7 8. Now if I want to know to check the dimension of array, the a3 dot and dim, as I have already mentioned in the table, and you will get the dimension of array. It is a 2-dimensional array. How? See, the number if the dimension of a 2, that is, it can be described in terms of rows and columns. But what is the dimension of array is 2, because it is a 2-dimensional array. It is not a 3D array, it is a 2D array. Okay, it doesn't show you the rows and columns. If you want to check the rows and columns or the size, we have to use the function size. It's size 3. If you want to know what is inj mn, then you have to write shape, and it will give you a 3 cross 3 matrix. In the similar manner, I have already shown you that how to know the data type, and it will give you D type integer 32. This is 32-bit integer. If you want to check the allocation, the memory location where the array is stored in the system, you can write data a3.data, and it will give you memory at this particular location in the RAM it has been stored. If you want to know the bytes of each element, the item size can be used. Item size can be used, and it will show you that it covers 4 bytes of for each element. If you want to reshape the array in 1 cross 9 instead of 3 cross 3, let's say I want to reshape in 1 comma 9. This is the proper method to reshape it, that a3 will be reshaped to 1.9 1 comma 9 1 by 9 array. The array will be converted to 1 by 9 in this manner. Now if you want to convert it to 9 to 1, so I'm saying from row to column, the column to row matrix, in simple terms, you can go for it 9 to 1, and it will give you a new matrix with 9 rows and 1 column. It's simple. So now here for one example, let's test whether it is true or false. That is our operator section. If a3 dot reshape 9 comma 1 is, this is in our last lecture if you remember it, a3 dot reshape 1 comma 9, whether they both are same or not, it will give me output of false, because both arrays have different shape. This is the thing which you have already discussed in our previous lecture. I am just using it here to make it more clear that in how many different forms we can use operators, in how many different forms we can use arrays. Now moving to our next section, that is automatic creation of array. So there are different type of functions which we'll discuss here. Zeros, ones like empty, empty like I, identity, full like. There are numerous functions. Let us check it in the NumPy session. Sorry, not NumPy session, but in our Python console. So first of all, let me clear the window screen, and now let us begin. So we know that various function here we are going to try various functions that will directly create an array of your dimension. So first of all, the zeros function. To create an array where all elements are zeros, we use zeros function. It's quite simple. So we will write numpy dot zeros and bracket, there must be 2 columns, that is 3 comma 4, okay, and of array of zeros will be created. Now this is by default a float type of array, just for your understanding, for your clarity, it is a float type of array. Now if you want to convert this float type of array to integer type, you have to just write d type is equal to int and enter. It is integer type. If you want to convert into a complex type, instead of int you can write complex, and it will be a complex type of array. If you want it in a string, that is an array of empty string, you just have to write str and it will give you an empty string array. So this is the type of array which has to be created. It is already understandable. So during the initialization of 0 value for matrix computation, zeros function is used extensively, which has to be remembered by you. Now the next option is ones. If I want to create ones array with all element 1, now instead of 0, just instead of 0 I will write 1. Same function, I will just convert the zeros to ones, and it will give me all one array. In the similar manner, I will do all these things with which I have done with zeros, and it will give me the same output with 1. It's quite simple. So let's move further. It is interesting to observe that complex complex number is equivalent to 1 in mathematical, but the data type determines the way in which the data will be stored in the computer memory, as well as how it will be operated using operators. So it should be used judicially whenever you are using complex value for one type of array once. Now the next topic will be ones like. Now what is the difference between ones of function and ones like function? So let us check it. Now let me first clear this window. Now first of all, let me clear a array a equal to numpy dot array. I am creating an array with size, or we can say there is a 2D array float type of 1.1 comma 2.2 comma 4.1, close it, comma another dimension 2.5 comma 5.2 comma 6.4. It's a random generation, that is no another type, it's just an example. So when you in RAPL representation, it will be this type of array. Now I am going to create a function. Once like is used if you want to create an array which is similar to the array A with same size, same shape, but elements only equal to 1. I will write once underscore like A, and it will give me an array with similar dimension, but elements will be different. Elements will be equal to 1. If I want to convert it into complex, I will write d type equal to complex, and I will get a complex number. Similar with the string. Similar with the string, but in string the empty array will not be created, it will be once, because we are saying that it is a one type of array. Okay, but if you want to create an empty array, you have to just use the function numpy dot empty. For example, if I am going to write 2 comma 2 and what is this, it should has to be generated. Why I have made a mistake, I think. Numpy dot empty, it should create, cannot interpret 2 as a data. I think there is a mistake in this. numpy numpy dot 2 comma 2. To create a 2 by 2 array with 0. I will check it and let you know further that why it is giving me an error. Actually, it should generate a 0 array, and we will check it and we will see. I think this data type is almost near to 0, because it is 10 raised to 316 and it is 10 raised to 312. It is by default, and maybe I have to check the sign. 2 comma, if I write integer, then it will work. Is showing some error. There is some error, I don't know why, and there is some error. I have to check it and I will let you know further. Similarly, if you want to create an empty like array, which we have created in further example, that is a equal to numpy array, this is an array, And if you want to create a numpy array similar to type of this but with element 0, you have to write numpy dot empty like a sorry, my typing mistake. Numpy dot empty like a, and it will give empty. Why the empty function is not working, which you have to see. I will check it and let you know. It work, but maybe in this recent numpy function, the empty like function has been changed. We will see. Now let's move further for the I matrix, which is also called as identity matrix. So identity matrix in which a two-dimensional array diagonal elements are valued equal to 1. The function takes the second argument as the index of the diagonal. 0 indicates the central diagonal of the central diagonal. A positive number means moving a designated number of steps in a vertical upward direction. A vertical number means moving a designated number of steps in a vertical downward direction. So that is nothing but what I want to say is that in I matrix, a positive number means moving a designated number of steps in a vertical upward direction, and negative number means moving designated steps in a vertical downward direction, which we'll see in this in particular example. Let me just clear the function first, or clear the element first, and numpy dot I, let me say n is equal to 3, a 3-dimensional means 3 by 3 matrix, and k equal to 0, and it will give you an identity matrix. Similarly, now k is equal to 0, instead of k is equal to 0, k equal to 1, the output will be like this. That is what that one to say that by using a positive number, it will shift upward, and if I use a negative number, it will shift downward, which you can see here. Okay. In a similar manner, if you take -1, you can take -2, then it will move again downward. Similarly, if instead of -2, if you take +2, it will move 2 type upward. So by default, it is a float type. If you want to change a data type, you can directly use it using d type equal to int. Okay, and it will give you an integer. If you want to take complex, if you want to write a string, means a data type in string, you can use the similarity function. Now there is also a function called identity matrix. There is not much difference with identity matrix or I matrix, but is equivalent to, they are equivalent, but it gives you a diagonal matrix only like I, but like I, it doesn't have this what we say, it doesn't have this positive or negative. It means you can't move upward or forward using this positive or negative numbers in k in the next in the function. Okay, let's check the identity matrix. Numpy dot identity is a 4-dimensional, let's use size 4 and if you want to change, you can change d type to int, and it will give you output in integer. Similar for complex, similar for string, so it is equivalent to it. Now the matrix comes as full. What is a full type of full function? How it is used? A full function fills a particular data in to all elements position. For example, numpy dot full. Okay, now in this I have a matrix of size 3 by 2. Okay, I want to fill data 10.5, and but my data type is int. Okay, so it will generate a 3 by 2 matrix array of with elements 10. Now if I remove this data type function, you know that the data type function, it will give me a float, because by default arrays are a float type. If you write integer instead of integer, if you write complex, it will generate this type of output. Similarly, there is a function called full like empty like, one like, full like, and it will also generate an output which is similar to this output. For example, numpy dot full like, I already the function of a, and it will generate output. I don't know why empty like is not working or why empty function is not working, but there must be some error which I have to, the inbuilt error which I have to check, and I will let you know. Okay. Now random number generation. Okay, now the next topic is random arrays. In random arrays, you will see how to generate arrays with number, integer, floating point for our different choice, and how to distribute arrays as per beta, binomial, and normal distribution function. Okay. So let's move further and step by step in random arrays. So I want to go through the screen. Let me show you this. So these are the topics which you are going to do, and we will see how to use the random distribution like beta, binomial, or normal distribution with arrays. Okay. Let's move further with our random numbers portion. Okay, let me first clear this command window. Okay. So for example, you want to create a random array of size 4 by 4 or 1 by 4 or 3 by 3, any size. For example, if I want to create a random number, numpy dot random dot rand, and for size 4, the output will be an array of dimension 1 by 4, 1 row, 4 columns. If you want to create an array of size 4 by 4, you can create this. Now it will give a random number generation. It should be understand that this particular function r, a, and d comes inside the sub package random within numpy. To get complete details of this wonderful package, we could use the function help. In help, you have to write numpy dot random, and you will get a list of functions that is available within all this type of thing. What are the functions that is available in random? You can see each and every details, the parameters with explanation and examples, everything is available in the help function. Okay. So again, let me clear the screen because it is covering a whole lot of area. Okay, now we have seen that how help gives documents which describe a rich library of functions to create random numbers as per choice. So NumPy is a good choice of library for simulation work, which I have already mentioned earlier. Now the distribution depends on the properties of the system which you are going to study. Now the next point is the random integer. So if I want to generate instead of random number, if I want to generate a random array of with integer, I will use a function like random underscore integer or rand functions. So the latter needs the first input as a starting element, as the starting of the limit, and the second as the ending of the limit. That is important. So let's start. Okay, as I have mentioned, there are two type of functions available. Now numpy dot random. In random, I'm going to use random integers function. For example, lower side, that is 10. I haven't defined anything else. So let's move further. What will be the output? It will generate a random integer. I haven't defined the size, so it won't give me a size. Entry point output will be 1. see, the function is deprected. Please call array and int because it is used in Python instead of integer. Int, and it will generate an output.